Alright, welcome to the channel. My name's Matt. Today I'm watching Hunter x Hunter Season 1, Episode 13. So this is the first Hunter x Hunter video that I'm recording in the new year. So Happy New Year, everyone. Hope you had a great holiday season. I've just recorded a Cowboy Bebop episode before this, so for those of you that don't watch that, I'll just go over briefly what I talked about then as well. It's been very difficult for me to get out of holiday mode. I've been having a really good time, but now I'm finally sitting down to start recording again. Changed some things up in the background. I'm still working on it a bit. There's some space back here and back here as well that I still want to fill with some things. But I thought it was fitting in the new year to get some change going on as I'm working towards more things on the channel. And Patreon is still a work in progress as well. I'm working on my uncuts and getting ahead for early access as well. So keep an eye out for that if that's something you're interested in. But with all of that out of the way, let's talk about Hunter x Hunter. So we finally finished up with Trick Tower. It was a very enjoyable multiple episode exam phase. Lots of cool things happened. We got to see more about Kurapika and Killua fighting, which was really cool. Easily my favorite parts of the Trick Tower portion of the show. And I believe we were down to 23, 24 contestants now as we move on to the final 2, perhaps 3 events of the exam. And the narrator was inferring that perhaps we're getting a little maybe one-on-one Dragon Ball Z type martial arts tournament situation coming up, which would be really interesting because obviously I want to see more fights, you know, one-on-one fights, maybe no holds barred, just let people go at each other. But at the same time, it could mean that some of our main 4 go up against each other, which if it's just a knockout situation does not bode well for all 4 of them making it through the exams and becoming hunters. But with all that being said, I'm just going to go straight into the episode now and see what happens. Oh, this is Whale Island. This is where Gon's from, right? Was this his aunt? I can't remember what she looked like. I'm so sorry. Mito? Letter from Gon. Has he sent a letter home? Got the X on it. Aunt Mito, yes, okay, good. I wonder when exactly he got to send this. Right, so in the present, I guess. Oh, that's cool. I'm glad he's keeping in touch. Yeah, we're going back to this. This was episode 1. Dude, he really said that. That is crazy. Are we doing a little recap here, perhaps? Was this music playing over the scene the first time? This is lit. You show me just this scene, and you would think so differently about these characters, like their whole dynamic and whatnot. This is the kind of character, I've forgotten his name, but this is the kind of character that might pop up later on in the show. If this is a recap, I'm not going to skip it. We can just use this as a refresher. Maybe it'll be a shorter episode, but we'll see. It's nice to revisit this. This was a really important moment. Yeah, it's for sure a recap episode. This is why Kurapika is so important for Leorio. Like, up to this point, Leorio would have failed like 3 times already. Which makes me kind of feel like Leorio's value as a hunter isn't going to be on the same level as someone like Gon, Killua, or Kurapika. But his ultimate goal, right, is different, right? I'll revisit this section. This was really cool to me, and it still is. Again, I think characters like Satots and, oh my gosh, I've forgotten her name, from the next part of the exam. I think they're all characters that could come back as well in the future. I need to remember her name before she pops up. You forget this about Killua, that this is just something to do for him, apparently. He just wants a challenge. Like, he's a very skilled assassin. The more you hear that line, the more you start to think about maybe Gon is not going to find perhaps the reason he's looking for. Maybe it's not such a fantastic reason. But we'll see. We'll stay open-minded. We completely skipped over the second phase of the exam, right? But seeing Neto here we go. Yeah, he's got something about him too. Another character that could come back possibly. Killua had that angry eyes on there. We're best friends now. God bless him. Must be more to this fishing pole. It is very interesting. Hisoka wants to see it, so to me that says enough. There's something about it. Maybe like wrapped up, you know, they just had that shot of Gon holding the grip. I love this track especially. He passed, man. We know this about Hisoka. There's something extra for him. He's got his own, he's doing his own little examination. I'm gonna go and look at the silhouettes of the Phantom Troop. I wonder if Hisoka's in there. We really skipped over an entire exam in this recap. That's crazy. This guy kills me. What is he? Who is he? And this stuff is the most fresh in our minds at this point. But I will gladly revisit Killua and Kurapika here, for sure. Did this track play over this scene originally? Because I don't recognize it. I think it's a remix, or... No, this is the intro song, right? Which I haven't listened to, I just know that this is the intro song. No, it's playing over this recap, which is sick. But this is Kurapika, the Phantom Troop, here we go. Bro, the next time Kurapika does this and it's serious, like an actual Phantom Troop member, I'm gonna lose my mind, I'm telling you. Kurapika might have my favorite moments in the show going forward. That's the vibe I'm getting. Look at him! I get Gohan, I get Team Gohan, I get Zenitsu from Kurapika, I get those vibes. Dude, with the theme in the background, this hits so much different. Look at him. There might be a Kurapika poster up on this wall when this is all said and done. Oh, Leorio. He did his part though, like we said. Here we go. Show me Killua again. There's no way Killua is the same age as Gon, and he's this strong. So nonchalant. It might come back to bite him at some point, his confidence, but... Oh, dude, no music or anything. He just took his heart, man. And Killua said his dad can do it even cleaner than that. It's still so cold. What does he think he's gonna do? Like put it straight back in his body and he's gonna be fine? You see the difference between Killua and Kurapika, Kurapika would not kill his opponent. Killua ain't nothing, he's an assassin. And this was cool as well. I never would have made it through any of these, like trying to think about what the right thing to do is. That kind of signals to me that maybe these are the main three. Obviously Leorio is not a fighter like these guys are. Like Leorio might have a different role compared to these three. But like I said, I don't want to see Tonpa ever again. I'm done with him. Yeah, give Gon his props, man. This was the shot here that I used for my thumbnail, and I purposefully cropped Tonpa out because, yeah. Talk to him, Gon. Gon Freaks. It's the first time we've heard his name, I think, his last name. I remember that. Is that... Jing, yeah. Okay. Oh, look at him. Guy like that. And that's it, man. It was just an entire recap. Okay. Alright, so only 13 episodes into the show. I know it is 100 plus episodes, upwards of 140, something like that, but that seems very early for a recap. perhaps just refreshing us, with Aunt Mito, Gon's father, and a bunch of other little details like that. But this will obviously be a very short discussion because there is almost nothing new. And anything that I did pick up on that maybe I haven't thought about before, I did talk about during the episode. So it is kind of cool to go back and just see everything again. And maybe with all the knowledge we have from the first 12 episodes, now we can look back at some of these scenes. Okay, now I feel maybe this is going to happen, or maybe that's going to happen. But like I said, I would have talked about all of that during the actual episode itself. But if anything, it's only just reinforced how much I want to see what happens with Killua, and now especially Kurapika. And I think that's probably the only thing I'm going to talk about. And Hisoka as well, I guess. Hisoka and Killua are probably two of the most interesting characters to me. I think they might have a little bit more depth than perhaps Kurapika might, but I just think Kurapika might have more epic moments that hit for me personally. But Hisoka, he has his own agenda. He's like to Gon and Leorio, like, you guys passed the test, so he has his own agenda. He's just trying to identify strong people. He says, go on and become hunters. Really interested about Hisoka. Where did he come from? What's he really trying to do? Is he affiliated with the Phantom Troop in any way, or is he just off by himself doing his own thing? And Killua as well. Like, I want to know more about his family, like his training. Are we going to run into his dad, who is just seemingly so much more refined as an assassin than Killua is? And then Kurapika, like I said, and I don't know if I've mentioned this specifically in another video, but I've always felt like drawn to not the main character, but one of those side characters that is very much like Kurapika. So in Dragon Ball Z, Gohan was my favorite character, especially through the Cell Saga. He's not Goku, the main character, but he had so many incredible moments that just got me attached to him. Then up on this wall here, Zenitsu, Demon Slayer, not the main character, one of the side, main characters, but he just has some epic big moments that just hit for me personally. And I think Kurapika is going to fit that role perfectly. I just gravitate to those moments like where Kurapika, the red eyes, the scarlet eyes, the crimson eyes, you'll have to forgive me, I've forgotten the name exactly. When that happens and he's so serious and he just snaps, and it's just an epic moment like that. And that wasn't even a real member of the Phantom Troop. So I can imagine when we get into a real situation, I think Kurapika might have some of the most memorable moments for me in this show. And that is all I need to continue going on with this show. And I'm going to use Demon Slayer as an example here. So spoiler warning for the next maybe minute or so for people who haven't seen Demon Slayer and want to, and I do recommend you go and watch that show, one of my favorite shows of all time. But what got me into Demon Slayer was I saw a clip of Zenitsu against the Spider Demon when he used Thunderclap and Flash sixfold for the first time. Just fantastic. I saw that little clip and I was like, that's it, I'm watching the show. And I binged, all the way through season 1 up to almost the end, and then I caught up to, the simulcast. And I was so grateful for that, but it's those epic moments like that that draw me into a show. And now we've seen a little bit of what goes on with Kurapika like that. That's it, that's all I need. I'm ready to go the whole distance with this show now. So nothing new in this episode, but it's really just continued to pique my interest about the things that I really like in shonen kind of shows like this, and I'm staying excited to see what happens. Maybe we're getting towards the end of the exam phase is what this is telling me. Like Gon said, he doesn't know how many exams are going to be left. Maybe there's just this tournament, who knows, we'll have to see. I hope you really get into that next episode. I was really excited to see what happens if we get into this like one-on-one situation, but we'll have to wait till next episode, but that's completely fine. But I think I'm going to leave this one here for now. Again, a very short episode, a very short discussion, just a little recap. It is what it is. I wonder how many more there are throughout the show. If you guys could be so kind as to in the comments actually let me know how many more recap kind of filler episodes there are, and if you would like me to watch them or skip them. I'm completely open to whatever you guys want me to do. But that's going to do it for this one. Thank you all so much for watching. Patreon is still a work in progress. Like I mentioned, I'm hoping to have everything up and running by next week, so if that's something you guys are interested in, feel free to check it out. The link is down below. But if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this, and as always, please continue to leave your comments and feedback down below. I always appreciate it, and we'll see you all in the next episode of Hunter x Hunter.